It's a dramatic change, to say the least. In New Orleans, the spot where a statue of Robert E. Lee once stood is now home to this depiction of an African deity. The installation by acclaimed sculptor Simone Lee is part of Prospect New Orleans. It's a once every 3-year event that invites contributions from artists the world over. The exhibitions are usually temporary, but that's something else that's seeing a big change this time around. On a downtown New Orleans traffic circle, once cradling the Confederacy, something new and bold is taking a stand and being serenaded.
Hey, mommy water, mommy water, oh, mommy water.
It's sculptor Simone Lee's West African deity, Mami Wata, her expression of healing.
I'm big on public art being public medicine. So what this is medicine for all of us.
Mommy water, oh, mommy water.
It's also controversial.
Take 'em down. Take 'em down.
Beside the pedestal where 5 years earlier a statue of Confederate General Robert E. Lee was removed.
60% of New Orleans is African American, is black. And so to have a black female figure at the center of the city, I hope says that you could be inspired by this female figure, but also that how much of an impact black culture has had on the city in both the formation of the city, but also the continued life and the continued energy of the city. And we really wanted to show diversity of work, so it's not just about drawings.
Naima Keith is co-curator of Prospect New Orleans. Along with partner Diana Nawi, they are the first team of women to organize the triennial art exhibition that showcases art in various museums and public spaces around the city. The art itself spans from replica houses to paintings of the insurrection.
How did you coordinate this? So help me understand what you were doing as a curator.
We began a kind of year-long, what we call the listening tour, kind of engaging elders, culture bearers, stakeholders, artists, creatives throughout the city to kind of hear what was important about this show and what they thought it could do for the city.
This prospect is sure to have a lasting impact in another way. The project was awarded a $2 million grant from the Mellon Foundation to create a new age of monuments.
We really wanted to propose a set of artists that complicated this idea of monument. When one thinks of monument, they often think of a person, right? That you're kind of putting a certain person in stone.
But not here. Take E.J. Hill's work memorializing the amusement park lost during Hurricane Katrina. The lone surviving gondola from Jazzland's Ferris wheel now rests in a nearby neighborhood in New Orleans East.
As we invite artists to the city of New Orleans to make work about New Orleans, they're also making work about the issues that affect New Orleans the most: climate change, social justice. These are issues that affect all of us.
Prospect Board Chair Chris Alfieri has been a leading force in the exhibition since its inception in 2006.
The initial thought was it can help promote the economy. It can create tourism.
What is it you hope it will be?
Well, it really creates visibility for New Orleans around the world.
They've taken that involvement a step further with an installation that was simply land.
When you went to Prospect, you said, "This is my vision." What was your reaction? I mean,
I give them a lot of credit because they were very open to the idea, but they had a million questions.
Artist Kevin Beasley, whose works have graced the Whitney, the Museum of Modern Art, and the Guggenheim, creates out of this Long Island studio. He'd never set foot in New Orleans before his Prospect invitation.
The weight of that city is so immense that I wanted to do something that wasn't there for just 3 months.
I think a lot of people would ask, what does buying a plot of land have to do with artistic expression?
It's a big question, I think, given that the premise was to think about what land ownership, what black land ownership specifically. The Lower Ninth Ward was a predominantly black-owned community.
To this day, large portions of the Lower Ninth Ward remain barren. Many owners haven't returned since Katrina or have been bought out by speculators and outsiders. As a newcomer, Beasley believes the garden purchased with his Prospect stipend can welcome neighbors in small, subtle ways.
He even outfitted the lot with Wi-Fi and electrical outlets to charge phones.
It's a continual living piece of art in your mind.
Yeah, exactly. That it's not only a project that people can experience now, but it's one that they can come back to and see its evolution.
A promise of a community for a city trying to define what it was, is, and hopes to be.
A lot of exhibitions, triennial, biennial exhibitions, are really bringing artists into a city and then they leave. That's not what our artists do. Our artists get their hands and feet in the city of New Orleans.
And sometimes never leave. And this exchange of not just artwork, but ideas, innovation, and quite frankly, neighborhood, community is what this is really all about.
Got to have your hands and feet in if it's going to be, I mean, good, right? No, you have to be connected to the arts.
Yeah, New Orleans certainly needed Prospect in 2007 when it first initiated, 2006 and 2007. But it has done so much for the art community and sort of put it on a map in many ways.
Cool. Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you.